The US presidential election is less than 2 months away. Who will win? On Tuesday, Kamala Harris is going to take on Donald Trump for their first ever TV debate. Joining me now is former chair of the Democratic Party and top fundraiser for Harris, Chip Forrester. So, Chip, how do you expect the TV debate to play out on Tuesday?
Well, we certainly know that this is a pivotal moment in the campaign for Vice President Harris. I think one of the sort of cardinal issues is just she's not well defined in voters' minds, and this debate will be a very important opportunity to do that. But clearly, everyone knows everything possible about Donald Trump. And because Vice President Harris has been the vice president and somewhat in the background, this is an opportunity for her to really define herself and her vision for the presidency that come next year.
And you are a top fundraiser for Harris. How is that going?
It's just been unbelievable. I mean, we've raised $500 million since she got in. I was bundling and raising money for the president started, and it definitely got a little more difficult with donors, particularly after the debate. It didn't dry up, but it was just there was just a worry about it. And then with Kamala Harris in the race, I guess you could say the floodgates have opened. I think the other thing, I raise money from what I call high capacity Democratic donors, which are the people that I've gotten to know and work with. But the interesting thing about the campaign is just the thousands and thousands of low dollar contributions and new donors at a low level that have come on, which shows just a striking interest in the campaign. And one other thing that Jen O'Malley Dillon, the campaign chair, in one of our calls recently said, it's astounding how many of these new donors are women and they're under 30. Which is another very important sign in terms of the bodily autonomy, the freedom for women to make choices about their body. So it's going. All I can say is extremely well.
Would you say Kamala Harris has the financial lead over Trump right now?
That's what the numbers look like. And the big question with Trump is that we know that the money that we're raising for the Harris Walls Victory Fund is going directly into the campaign. The question with Trump is, it seems like a lot of the money is going to legal defense issues, and not necessarily to the campaign for his campaign. Although we do know that there will be a lot of, i.e., independent expenditures by billionaires on Trump's behalf that they'll come home to him to help him and give him the resources. I think basically both campaigns will be competitive financially, but I think that we have the momentum.
Someone who I recently spoke to said Kennedy Jr. supporters would then switch to Trump. Do you believe that is true?
I don't. I do think that a small percentage of them, the anti-vaxxers and some of the kind of nut jobs, but Trump's position on the environment is reprehensible to many of those people who supported Robert Kennedy Jr. And I think my interpretation is that they just won't vote. They won't be able to bring themselves to vote for Kamala Harris, but they certainly won't vote for Trump because of his environmental record. That's good news for us. The fact that they stay home is actually a vote in our column.
Now, should Trump win, what consequence would this have on human rights going forward?
An absolute disaster. I mean, all you have to do is read the 985 pages of the 2025 project that he has disavowed any connection to, but that's just absolutely another lie. I mean, the things that they're talking about, deporting 11 million immigrants that are in the country, and what that will do to our economy. I think they'll continue these assault on women's freedom to choose what to do with their bodies. They'll just keep pushing that. The far right Christian nationalists are going to continue pushing that. I think they're going to weaponize the Department of Justice. And there's a plan, a very clear plan to get rid of civil servants and replace them with cronies that do their bidding. And who knows what happens with our relationship with Russia and China and North Korea with Trump, given the relationships that we've seen he has with Putin and others. So it will be an unmitigated disaster. I've got two beautiful granddaughters. One is 5 and one is 3. My son married his Chinese sweetheart. They all came home from China last year. And it just appalls me to think that my granddaughters will be victims of that kind of thought processes. So I'm doing this. I'm putting all I've got into it for November 5th for my granddaughters, and really for women in general.